The Deep Dive Podcast is brought to you by X9 Intelligence, LLC. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and visit our blogs at x9intel.com.
Hey everyone, you ready for this? We're going to take a deep dive into some listener-submitted research about AI.
Ooh, exciting. I love it when our listeners get involved.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It always leads to some pretty interesting conversations. So this time around, we've got a mix of stuff about the latest in AI.
The advancements, right?
Exactly. Advancements and, all the anxiety people have about it.
Like AI taking over the world.
Haha, well, maybe not that extreme, but, the impact on jobs, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But here's where it gets really wild. We're also going to connect this AI stuff to the evolution of life on Earth.
Whoa, that's a pretty big leap. How do we even begin to connect those two things?
Right, I know. But that's what makes this deep dive so fascinating. So, get this. We've got research on how life evolved from a single cell to us.
Humans, the whole shebang. Exactly. And somehow we're going to find the common threads between that epic journey and the rise of artificial intelligence.
Color me intrigued. Where do we even start with all of this?
Well, let's start with what's fueling all this AI anxiety.
Okay, good place to start.
So you shared this Google Cloud blog post, and it paints a pretty crazy picture of how fast AI is being adopted everywhere.
It's not just Silicon Valley anymore, is it?
No way. It's like AI is infiltrating every industry out there, like retail.
Oh yeah, AI-powered recommendations, chatbots helping you find things.
And healthcare.
Using AI for diagnosis, drug discovery, personalized medicine.
And don't even get me started on entertainment.
That's where things get a bit, spooky.
Yeah, like this deep fake tech they talk about in the blog post where AI can create fake videos and audio that look and sound totally real.
Yeah, I can see why that would freak people out a bit.
Totally. It's no wonder people are feeling anxious about where all this is headed.
Right, it's a lot of change really fast.
And that anxiety is real. There's this research from Calm Blog that says 1 in 3 adults are straight up anxious about AI's impact on society.
Yeah, 1 in 3, that's a lot of people.
It's not just some fringe group worried about robots taking over. This is mainstream anxiety. And I get it, right? Jobs are changing, the world is changing, and AI is at the heart of it.
So it's natural to feel a little uneasy, right?
Totally. And there's this article we have, Why Do We Have a Fear of AI? And it dives into the psychology of this fear.
Oh, this should be good.
Yeah, it basically says it boils down to 3 things. Lack of understanding, feeling like we're losing control.
Because things are changing so fast.
Exactly. And then there's the whole influence of, dystopian AI and movies and books.
The Terminator, The Matrix, all that jazz.
Exactly. So we're bombarded with these images of AI going rogue, and it feeds into our fear.
I guess in a way, it's like we're both fascinated and terrified by AI at the same time.
Totally. It's a weird mix of emotions. But okay, before we spiral down that rabbit hole, you mentioned something earlier about looking at human evolution for clues on how to navigate this AI stuff.
Yeah, it might sound crazy, but trust me, there are some mind-blowing parallels.
Okay, I'm all ears. Lay it on me.
Okay, so picture this. Life on Earth, billions of years ago, we start with these single-celled organisms.
Like bacteria, that kind of thing.
Exactly. And there's this article, All Species Evolved from Single Cell Study Finds, which basically says all life on Earth came from that one single cell.
That's pretty wild to think about.
Right. Like, what are the chances? Right. And over billions of years, those single cells evolved, they adapted.
They figured out how to survive, how to thrive.
And eventually they became us, humans, with our complex brains and our anxieties about AI.
It's like this epic journey of evolution, and we're just the latest chapter.
Exactly. And the thing is, that journey wasn't a smooth ride. Life on Earth faced some serious challenges along the way.
Like extinction-level events.
Exactly. Asteroids, volcanoes, ice ages, you name it, life has weathered it all. There's this YouTube video, Human Evolution, the complete story of our existence. And it goes through all these stages of human evolution.
From those humble single-celled beginnings all the way to us.
And what's really fascinating is how these disruptive events actually drove major evolutionary leaps.
So like the dinosaurs getting wiped out by an asteroid paved the way for mammals to take over.
Exactly. Without that massive disruption, who knows what life on Earth would look like today?
So you're saying disruption, even though it's scary, can be a good thing in the long run.
It can be a catalyst for progress, for innovation, for new forms of life to emerge. And that's where the parallel with AI starts to become really clear.
Okay, I'm starting to see it. So just like those mass extinctions shook things up and led to new species, AI is kind of like a disruptive force shaking up our world.
Precisely. It's disrupting industries, it's changing how we work, how we live, how we think.
So instead of fearing that disruption, maybe we should see it as an opportunity for something new and amazing to emerge.
Exactly. Now, are you ready for another mind-blowing parallel?
Hit me with it.
Collaboration.
Okay, help me out here. How does collaboration fit into all of this?
Okay, so think about it. Life didn't evolve in isolation, right? Even those single-celled organisms had to work together to survive.
Like forming colonies, that kind of thing.
Exactly. And over time, that collaboration led to bigger, more complex life forms.
Like the first multicellular organism.
Precisely. And then you have the development of sexual reproduction, which is basically collaboration on a genetic level.
Whoa, yeah, that's pretty collaborative.
Right. And then fast forward to humans, our success as a species is largely due to our ability to collaborate, to form complex social structures.
So from single cells to complex societies, collaboration has been a driving force in the evolution of life. I'm seeing a pattern here.
And that same pattern applies to the development of AI.
Oh, really? Explain that one.
Think about it. AI algorithms, they learn from massive amounts of data, right?
Yeah, big data, all that stuff.
Right. And that data comes from all over the world, collected and processed by researchers and developers working together.
So it's not just one lone genius in a basement creating AI. It's a global collaborative effort.
Exactly. Just like the intricate dance of life on Earth, the development of AI relies on this incredible synergy between people, ideas, and technology. And that's the key takeaway here: disruption and collaboration. These forces have shaped the evolution of life, and they're shaping the future of AI.
Wow, okay, that's a lot to digest.
Right. It's mind-blowing stuff, but you see the connections, right?
Yeah, I'm starting to see it. So instead of freaking out about AI taking over the world, maybe we should be looking at how we can collaborate with it, how we can adapt and evolve alongside it.
Exactly. And maybe, just maybe, by understanding the parallels between how life evolved and how AI is developing, we can navigate this new era with a bit more wisdom, courage, and excitement.
Okay, you've definitely piqued my curiosity. But how does all of this help us deal with those very real anxieties people have about AI's impact on jobs, privacy, even the future of humanity itself?
Those are all valid concerns, and we'll dive into them deeper. But for now, I want you to hold on to this idea. Life on Earth has taught us that adaptation and collaboration are the keys to survival and progress.
All right, I'm hooked. Let's keep exploring this fascinating connection between AI and evolution.
Welcome back, you guys. We're in the middle of this wild comparison between AI and like the entire history of life on Earth.
Yeah, before we jumped off, we were talking about how disruption, as freaky as it can be, often leads to some pretty awesome progress. Like mass extinctions led to, well, us.
It's true. You know, it's easy to focus on the negative, the losses, especially when we're talking about jobs. But throughout history, every major tech advancement, well, they've all shaken things up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like the Industrial Revolution. I mean, think about all the jobs that changed when machines started doing things people used to do.
Right. And the thing is, we adapted. We always do. This article, Why Do We Have a Fear of AI? It points out that the printing press, steam engine, cars, they all caused some job losses at first.
Makes sense. People probably freaked out back then, too.
Oh, I'm sure they did. But then what happened? New industries popped up, new jobs we couldn't have even imagined before came into being.
So instead of asking, will AI take our jobs, maybe the better question is, what awesome new jobs will AI create that we don't even know about yet?
Now you're getting it. It's about adapting to this new landscape, you know, just like our ancestors had to adapt to, like moving from water to land. That was a pretty big adjustment.
Okay, but what about creativity? This same article talks about AI composing music, creating art, even writing articles. Does that mean humans are like out of a job when it comes to creativity too?
That's a really interesting question, but I think we might be looking at it the wrong way.
No. How so?
Instead of thinking of AI as a competitor, what if we saw it as a collaborator? Like a tool that can help us be even more creative.
A creative partner in crime.
Exactly. Think about it. AI can help us brainstorm, analyze huge amounts of data to find hidden patterns we might miss, and even take care of those boring, repetitive tasks that suck up our creative energy.
I mean, who wouldn't want an AI assistant to handle all the boring stuff so you can focus on the fun, creative part?
Right. And that leaves us, humans, to do what we do best, bring the emotional depth, the intuition, the unique spark that comes from our own experiences to the creative process. It's like AI can handle the technical stuff, and we bring the heart and soul.
So instead of the death of creativity, AI could actually lead to like a creative explosion.
You got it. And just like collaboration has been vital throughout the history of life and the development of AI, navigating this new era is going to require us to collaborate even more, not just with AI, but with each other too.
I like that. So how do we make sure this whole collaboration thing actually works? Like, how do we ensure it benefits everyone, not just a select few?
Well, this article, What is AI Anxiety? 5 Tips to Help You Deal with the Fear. It's got some great advice. It talks about the importance of educating ourselves about AI, understanding what it is, what it can and can't do.
So no more burying our heads in the sand and hoping it all goes away.
Exactly. We need to have open and honest conversations about the ethical implications of AI too. What kind of future do we want to create with this technology? What are the potential risks and how do we mitigate them?
So a mindset shift from fear to informed action.
Exactly. We're not just passive bystanders here. We're the creators of AI. It's up to us to steer its development in a direction that aligns with our values and hopes for a better future.
Okay, that's a powerful thought. But what about like the scary stuff? The potential for AI to become super intelligent and like take over.
That's definitely something to think about.
Yeah.
But for now, it's still hypothetical. We're not there yet. And the good news is, even if AI does reach that level of smarts, we still have the power to guide its development.
So instead of freaking out about doomsday scenarios, let's focus on building a future where AI and humans like team up, each bringing their unique skills to the table.
Precisely. Imagine AI helping us tackle climate change, finding cures for diseases, even figuring out how to end poverty. That's the potential we're talking about here.
Okay, now that's a future I can get behind. But let's be real, there are downsides, right?
Right.
Privacy concerns, biased algorithms, the possibility of AI being used for, evil purposes.
You're hitting on all the key points, and we're going to dive into those next. But the main thing I want you to remember is this. The future of AI isn't set in stone. It's something we're creating right now. Every decision we make, every line of code we write, it all shapes the future of AI.
Right. I'm ready to tackle those downsides and figure out how we can steer AI in a positive direction. All right, so we're back, and we've been talking about AI and, how it connects to the whole history of life on Earth.
Yeah, it's a pretty wild ride through evolution and technology, right?
Totally. But now it's time to face the music. What about the potential downsides of AI? The things that keep people up at night?
Right. Those anxieties are real, and we need to address them. This article, What is AI Anxiety? 5 Tips to Help You Deal with the Fear, it's got some good advice on that. It says we can't just ignore the potential negative impacts of AI. We got to be aware of them.
Well, one thing that comes to mind right away is privacy. I mean, AI systems, they're like data-hungry monsters, right?
They do need a lot of data to learn and function, that's true.
Yeah, and that makes me a little nervous. How much data are they collecting about us? What are they doing with it?
It's remember that Google Cloud blog post we talked about? They were talking about using AI to personalize customer experiences, which, sounds cool on the surface.
Yeah, who doesn't love a personalized experience?
Right. But to do that, companies need to gather tons of data about our behaviors, our preferences, even our emotions.
And that feels a little, intrusive. Are we trading our privacy for convenience?
It's a valid concern, for sure. And that's where regulations like GDPR come in.
GDPR, that's the General Data Protection Regulation.
Exactly. It's designed to give people more control over their personal data and how companies can use it.
So basically, putting some guardrails on how AI can access and use our information.
Right, because we need transparency. We should know what data is being collected, how it's being used, and it should be our choice to share it, not something that just happens automatically.
Totally. We got to be in the driver's seat when it comes to our own data. Okay, so privacy, check. What about security?
Oh yeah, that's another big one. As we become more reliant on AI for critical infrastructure.
Things like transportation, power grids, financial systems.
Exactly. Well, those systems become prime targets for hackers,
And I imagine an AI-powered hack could be pretty devastating.
It could be, yeah. We need to be really smart about cybersecurity and protecting those AI systems.
Almost like an arms race, right? As AI gets more sophisticated, so do the threats against it.
It's a constant back and forth, for sure. But, humans are pretty good at adapting. We've been doing it for well, our entire existence.
True that. Okay, so we've talked privacy and security. What about bias? That's a big one I hear a lot about.
Yeah, AI bias is a serious concern because, remember, AI learns from the data it's trained on. So if that data is biased...
The AI will be biased too. Makes sense.
Right, and we've seen examples of this already, unfortunately, like facial recognition systems that are less accurate at identifying people of color.
Oh, yeah, I've read about that. Or hiring algorithms that discriminate against women.
Exactly. So we got to be super careful about the data we use to train AI systems and make sure it's representative and fair. And we need diverse teams of developers, people from all walks of life involved in building these systems.
Because a team of, like, all white guys from Silicon Valley might not even realize they're building bias into their AI.
Exactly. Diversity of thought, diversity backgrounds, that's crucial for creating ethical and fair AI systems.
So it's not just about the tech itself, it's about the people building it and the values they bring to the table.
Exactly. We need a culture of ethical AI development where transparency, accountability, fairness, those are non-negotiables. And you know what? This all circles back to collaboration. We need experts from different fields, tech, ethics, social sciences, everyone working together.
So it's a team effort to make sure AI benefits everyone, not just a select few.
Absolutely. And it's a challenge, no doubt. But remember, we've faced big challenges before, and we've come out stronger on the other side.
Yeah, we figured out fire, electricity, even the atom. We're pretty good at solving problems when we put our minds to it.
Exactly. And this AI thing, it's just another chapter in the story of human progress. We're still writing it.
And just like life on Earth, it's constantly evolving.
Yeah.
Who knows what amazing things AI will help us achieve in the future if we approach it with, both caution and optimism.
Perhaps billions of years from now, some super advanced AI will look back at this time and see it as the moment when humans decided to embrace the power of AI responsibly.
That's a pretty cool thought. And hey, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into AI. It's been, well, a mind-expanding experience.
It's been fun and, hopefully it's given everyone some food for thought.
The Deep Dive podcast is brought to you by X9 Intelligence, LLC. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and visit our blogs at x9intel.com.